not at all. I don't have any doubt that all this is based on the fact that Chris Matthews' chosen candidate's bombing. And that's Hillary Clinton. Folks, you can say what you want, but on the Republican side, there is excitement. There's massive turnout. There's, emotion all over the place. People are engaged, no matter what they think. They're angry. They're happy. They got every emotion going. People are invested on the Republican side. And I am here to tell you they're looking at that on the Democrat side, and it scares them because they see on the Democrat side nothing. There's no excitement. There's no pizzazz. Neither of the two Democrat candidates can light up a room. Neither of the two Democrat candidates can light up a light bulb, even when they throw the switch. They are dull and they're boring. If it weren't for their varicose veins, they'd be totally colorless, including Crazy Bernie. And the Democrats are looking at this. And yeah, they know they've got the Electoral College in their favor, and they know they've got the media in their favor. But they're losing Obama. They know that Obama's not all that popular. They know liberalism isn't working. Obama's policies are not working. The country is not happy. The country is not satisfied. The country's not willing to give a stamp of approval to anything Obama's done. People want to get rid of Obamacare. They're not happy with what Obama's doing in foreign policy. On the Democrat side, there is literally nothing that's got them excited. There is nothing that has them enthused. What is animating them is the fear of what's going on the Republican side. So I have no doubt that Matthews bringing Trump in and going after abortion, it's either that or the race card. It's what they always do. They've got two or three go-to things when they are in trouble, when they can't fire up their own voters, which is very rarely, by the way. Obama's one of the few to come along in a while that actually fired up their voters. What they have to do is demonize and villainize the Republicans. That's one of two things they do. They either rely on their own enthusiasm and what they perceive to be affection for their candidate campaign. There's none of that here. So as far as they're concerned, they got one hope, and that is to demonize the Republican frontrunner and then demonize anybody after that and make them unacceptable and unpalatable. And that's exactly what's going on. There's no question that's what happened. You can see in the exit polls. If you look at exit polling data from the Democrat side, you will find out there's no excitement. You will see that there's no thrill. People supporting Hillary are not jazzed about it. And another thing, do not fall into the trap and not thinking they're worried about this FBI thing. They are, even though they control it. Obama's the president. He runs a DOJ. They're still worried about it. Folks, the liberal Democrats in this country know that they're a minority in terms of numbers. They know that they have to be able to pull strings and play games and run scams in order to win. They cannot win in the arena of ideas. Liberalism up against somebody that can explain it, conservatism or republicanism, usually cannot win by itself. It needs a super extraordinary personality like an Obama. But even Obama couldn't be honest about what he was going to do. And in their hearts, the left knows this. The liberals know that in numerical terms, they're a minority. They know that in order to implement what they believe, they have to use intimidation and bullying, and they have to monkey around with legislative techniques and so forth because they know they're governing against the will of the people. They're happy to do that. But when it comes to maybe losing because of this, well, they're not going to tolerate that. Just like the GOP is not going to let somebody come in and take over their party. The establishment's not going to let somebody come in and take over the establishment. The Democrats are not going to sit idly by and lose. And Matthews is a Democrat Party operative, just like Stephanopoulos was. They have jobs where they're disguised as journalists and impartial analysts and critics and so forth. But make no mistake what's going on here. And again, this is not a defense of anybody. It's not supporting anybody. I'm just telling you what's going on. And here's the thing that you do have to think about. Do you want them choosing your nominee? Do you want people like Chris Matthews determining what you think of people that you want to support? Do you want the Democrat Party and their media buddies determining the Republican electoral process? And if you do, then you'll sit here and you'll react to what they do, and you'll react the way they want you to. And they will try this stuff with Ted Cruz. They already have. The only guy they won't try this stuff with is Kasich, because he'll step into it on his own, but he's not enough of a factor yet. And Kasich's out there sounding enough like them on the Democrat side that he's already an ally, essentially. And I'm dead serious about that. This is what they have to do. They do not have any enthusiasm behind their policies, behind their candidates. All they can do is demonize, villainize the opposition, and they're doing it. It's up to you whether or not you want to let them get away with it. My experience has been that far too many Republicans let them get away with it. Every election cycle. I've seen it happen. Rush, we can't choose candidate X. The media just destroyed him. I mean, if we can't, how many times have I heard this? Once a gazillion. Rush, if we need a candidate that the media can't destroy. We need a candidate that the media can't make fun of and make look foolish. Well, okay. Name one. Reagan. Well, really? They did their best to make Reagan look like an amiable dunce who fell asleep during cabinet meetings and so forth. It's never going to change. They're always going to have this modus operandi. And that's what's happening here. Listen to more sound bites. I got one more. Chris Matthews going. I mean, this is so classic when you hear this. It's so obvious what's going on. And it's also obvious Trump is woefully unprepared for this. He has done absolutely no preparation. It's obvious that he hasn't done any preparation. I don't know if he's got people who have tried to prep him and he's rejected the help on the basis that he can handle anything they throw at him or what. But there's obviously no preparation here. And so when there isn't any preparation or when you have no idea something like this is coming, then you're vamping. And that's why Trump has had 3 different reactions to this in 3 hours. He's walked it back one way. He's walked it back another way. That's why I think I know what happened here. But that doesn't change any of it. It just satisfies my own curiosity for an explanation. But again, keep in mind, when I say that this has never been an issue, it's come up in debates. I mean, candidates have said we're pro-life or not. But this has not been a decision, not an issue on which people's vote hinges on the Republican side. Abortion and the social issues in that regard, social issues, immigration, social issues, jobs, economic issues, yeah, they mattered. But abortion's not a topic. Abortion's not a factor in this Republican primary. And it wasn't going to be. But now it is, and why'd that happen? Trump wasn't out there bragging or saying anything about it, other than when he's asked if he's pro-life. Yeah, I'm pro-life. He had not encountered somebody. Oh, well, then you think I'm a murderer, right? You think women who have abortion are murderers, right? Is that what you think? No. Well, you're for pro-life, and you think it's killing. You think it's murder? No. What are you saying? No. You're pro-life. You're pro-life. That means you think anybody kills its fetus is a murderer. This is the way it works. And if you are not ideologically schooled, if you're not ideologically oriented, you're not. And if you do not understand how the left operates, then you have no prayer. You have no hope in a circumstance or situation like this. Another reason why, as I repeat again and again and again, it is crucial that as many people as possible be educated and informed on how to spot a liberal and what that means. Here's the final bite of the exchange between Matthews and Trump.
You want to be president of the United States. You tell me what the law should be. Just tell me what the law should be. You say you're pro-life.
I am pro-life.
What's that mean?
With exceptions. I am pro-life. I have not determined what the punishment would be.
Why not?
Because I haven't determined
it. When you decide to be pro-life, you should have thought of it. Because
no, you could ask anybody who's
here's
pro-life.
The problem. Here's my problem with this. If you don't have a punishment for abortion, I don't believe in it, of course, people are going to find a way to have an abortion.
You don't believe in what?
I don't believe in punishing anybody for having an abortion.
Okay, fine. Okay, that's
of course
fine.
Not. And I think it's a woman's choice.
So you're against the teachings of your church?
I have a view, and a moral view, but I believe we live in a free country, and I don't want to live in a country so fascistic that it can stop a person from making that decision.
Trump even had it right there. So you don't believe in teachings of your church. You're against teach. And Matthews says, hey, my church is a bunch of fascists. I'm not going to sit here. I'm going to live in a country that allows this kind of be so fascistic that it can stop people from making a decision to have an abortion and kill a baby. I'm not going to. But your church says, I don't care what my church says. I'm not going to live in a country. Anyway, if you're not ready for this, and this is literal insanity here from Matthews. These people, I'll tell you, on the left, they're obsessed with this. And I'll tell you why on that, too, because they know what they're doing. They know they're on the wrong side, and they don't want to be reminded of it, and they don't want to have to deal with it, and they don't want to think of it. So they transfer what I am convinced they know, feel as guilt, over to the other side and make them out to be the real enemy, the real villains, or what have you. But anyway, none of that matters in the sense that, McCain got caught by these guys the same way, a little different. McCain was led to believe by Matthews that Matthews loved him and that the media was McCain's base. Remember all that back in 2000? And then McCain, in 2008, and then when McCain gets the nomination, all of a sudden they turn on us. He's totally unprepared for it, even though we had warned him that he was being set up all this time. They secretly hated his guts because he was a Republican. They were just softening it up, and it happened. And so if you're not equipped, if you're not informed, if you're not prepared to deal with this kind of stuff, they're going to roll you each and every time, just by virtue of the questions they ask. Here's how it happened, just so you remember. This is back on January 7, 2012. It's in Manchester, New Hampshire, Republican debate. Another Democrat hack, George Stephanopoulos, at a debate with Mitt Romney.
George, this is an unusual topic that you're raising. The states have a right to ban contraception. I can't imagine a state banning contraception. I can't imagine the circumstances where a state would want to do so. And if I were a governor of a state or a legislator of a state, I would totally and completely oppose any effort to ban contraception. So you're asking, given the fact that there's no state that wants to do so, and I don't know of any candidate that wants to do so, you're asking, could it constitutionally be done? I don't know whether the state has a right to ban contraception. No state wants to. I mean, the idea of you putting forward things that states might want to do that no state wants to do and asking me whether they could do it or not is kind of a silly thing, I think.
Right, okay, but he still answered the question. That's where the war on women was born. From that, it sprang that Mitt Romney said states should have a right to ban contraception. And the whole thing was a giant setup, and it's happened again. And we will be back. Don't go away.